Rajim, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, in the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. My brothers and sisters, good morning and thanks for the opportunity to share my thoughts on electoral engagement and peaceful democratic participations in Nigeria. I thank AL-HABIBIYYAH, I thank Mumbai House, and most importantly, I thank Abole Shetima, my slave, for making it possible to meet Amina after a very long time. She has been hiding. So, and they said, goldfish has no hiding place. Thank you very much. When Imam Ademi directed me, so it's a directive, and when I wanted to say no, he blackmailed me and intimidated me with the name of Professor Abu Muhammad also. So, chapter closed for me, I must come. Thank God for that. I have some few slides to share with you. The essence of this slide is not to share extraordinary knowledge or wisdom or logic, rather to raise some fundamental issues, challenges, and prospects that underlies the various issues, challenges and prospects for election engagement and peaceful democratic participation in Nigeria. First and foremost, I want to start with an icebreaker from former Minister of Justice, a wonderful paper he presented this year, around March, April this year. I quote, he said, safeguarding Nigeria's democratic process requires a tripartite pact between three processes: strong institutions, accountable leadership, and an engaged citizen. For the sake of the various panels of discussions, I think it is very important we should take this thing seriously. It's a tripartite pact between strong institutions, accountable leadership, and an engaged citizenry. If these three pillars hold, Nigeria will not merely conduct elections, it will emerge as a democracy that delivers peace, equity, and development for all. The task is demanding, but the future of over 200 million Nigerians depends on getting it right. The call to action is for Nigerians to resolve, individually and collectively, that we are doing now, to safeguard our democratic processes. Democracy is not preserved by constitutions alone, nor by INEC, nor by the courts. It is preserved by a people who refuse to let it die. And I believe that is the wisdom behind convocating this particular workshop this morning. It is that each and every one of us will strive, will struggle to make sure that this democracy will not or cannot die. Mohammed Bello Adoke, 2026. What are the issues? What are the issues? For the panelists, this is like a touch bearing issues. Number one, we have issue of national question in Nigeria. What is Nigeria? Why is Nigeria? Where is Nigeria? How is Nigeria? We should answer these questions. Should Nigeria continue or not? If it is yes, why? If it is no, how? These are national questions. We started with three regions: the northern region, the western region, and the eastern region. We transformed into 4 by the creation of the Midwestern region. Now transformed into 12 because of the Civil War. Endless, blind Civil War. After Civil War, we transformed into 19 states under Murtala Muhammad. Then Babangida made it 21. Later 30. Abacha made it 36. And we're still on the 36th project. And yet, the people are still saying that the Nigerian project is not working, the Nigerian project is not functioning, the Nigerian project is this and that. Now the question is this: should we continue? If yes, how? Why? Who are responsible for the continuation? And how can we make Nigeria better? So the national question is the fundamental precursor of our success or failure as a nation democratically. So this is the first engagement. If you want to engage, we should engage first and foremost from the Nigerian perspective. What is Nigeria? How is Nigeria? Why is Nigeria? And who are the Nigerians? Then the second one is the dilemma of citizenship. Who is a citizen in Nigeria? I am a Fulani man, a Muslim from Adamawa State, northeastern Nigeria, then Nigeria. Why is Nigeria placed in my own identity? Fourth. Some people, fifth. Some people, zero. It's a dilemma of the citizen. Who is a Nigerian? This is another engagement issue that we must address as citizens. Number three, the nature of our democracy. You can ask Amina, Madam Haji Amina, ask Abu Ibrahim. Even last night, I was reading Abu Muhammad on inconclusive election, and I was just shaking my head. Have you crossed that bridge? Haji Amina has been saying this for years. Have you crossed that bridge? So this is a question, and I believe this. The nature of a democracy. This is the reason why Imam Adem is saying that we must adopt now developmental clericalism. And it's a nice concept. So we must turn all stones to make sure that we get it right. What is the nature of a democracy? Can it work in Nigeria? We have to answer some questions. Then constitutional predicament. The Nigerian constitution on our democracy. There are a lot of gray areas in our constitution about this democracy. And every election cycle period, we go for a constitutional reform or review, constitutional review. How much is too much with these reforms and reviews? When are we going to get it right? These are issues. The inconsistent legal framework. The more we review and reform, the more gray areas we create. Up to this moment, we have not more than 6 months to election, February next year. Yet, the legal framework is not yet okay. We had it since 1999 till date. Legal framework. For how long? The Behemothean electoral empire, the INEC is so behemoth, both in structure and in function. And I remember, I don't know whether Hajia was in the committee of Hawaii. Okay, but I knew severally I used to hear her from various conferences and seminars referring to she and Jibo Ibrahim about the White Committee. And they did an excellent job in reforming INEC. Why is INEC not being reformed? The overbearing political elites, Nigerian political elites, are elites at the elite level. We have to address it. Politics, democracy cannot be sustained by elites alone. Nigerian democracy is elite driven. How do you solve that as an issue? The panelists should discuss that. And finally, as issue number one, the overburdening political party system. Overburdening political party system. We started with 3. PDP, APP, and AD, transformed into 63, become 98. Now it's around what? Around 50 something? 54, 53, and it's still counting. Look, in a democracy, in an ideal democracy, party system is very central and fundamental. In Nigeria, it is being taken for a right, for granted. Our parties are not parties in reality. Poor political education, sensitization and mobilization. The commissioner is saying that on election day, you see people playing football, watching films and listening to music, rather than go and vote. Why? Poor political education, poor political sensitization, and poor mobilization. Candidates do not mobilize, they canvass for voters. Parties don't mobilize, they canvass for votes. Government don't mobilize, they involve in contractocracy, election security, printing of ballot papers. Nobody cares about the voter and the importance of voting. So from family, not even primary, from family to the highest level of socialization, we must integrate political education there. Absence of party ideology. Political parties in Nigeria don't believe in ideology. Absence of vibrant political parties. Parties are not vibrant, are not robust, and are not functional. Lack of internal party democracy is very central. Since 1999 till date, there has never been a single internal party democracy in Nigeria. So it's a challenge for the panelists as an issue. Discuss it, come up with solutions, so that we recommend. Lack of party discipline and supremacy. When I was young in secondary school, Form 2, I remember I read in New Nigeria that Shagari was going to address National Assembly in Lagos. Then the national chairman of NPN, Akinloye, is it? It's Akinloye. He called Shagari, and Shagari had to abandon his journey to the National Assembly to go about and meet Akinloye as National Party chairman. You think in Nigeria it can happen now?
No.
The National Party will call the president and he rushed to go out? No. There is no party discipline. Voter apathy. Yes, it's a shame. The commission just told us that not more than 30% of registered voters vote during the election. It's a shame. And it's a pity at the same time. Partial and biased, and some media houses are biased, are partial, and are unprofessional. I say some, S-O-M-E, not all. And those who are not biased, those who are not partial, and those who are not unprofessional are very few. Those who are not biased in reporting democratic activities and processes, those who are not partial in their reportage, those who are not unprofessional in their conduct are very, very insignificant, very few. So media is also an issue. And this morning, the head of the Citizen FM, I was having a chat with him. He gave me a new idea about, he said there is politics and there is politics of the media. So I think the media should be able to address the politics within the media in Nigeria. They are taking sides, they are pushing half-truth, half-lies, etc. So unprofessionalism of the media. Self-seeking, portfolio-driven, and apolitical civil society organizations. In Nigeria, majority of the civil society organizations are looking for shefene. They are portfolio-driven, and they are self-seeking. If you expose them to the boundaries, the challenges, and dynamics of civil society operations, they won't pass the test. Unlawful judicial system. Unlawful judicial system. By 2007, 2011, there was a verdict in Nigeria that Nigeria's electoral victories are victories in the course of law, not in the ballot boxes. So the judiciary has been integrated or updated. Just like the academia, professors are being used to read unlawful results or illegal results. So there's a problem there. Unlawful judicial system that is being unprofessional, unethical in terms of democratic conduct. And finally, unpatriotic political actors. Actors both vertically and horizontally. Vertically the candidates, horizontally the citizens. We are all unpatriotic. In fact, according to Professor Ahmed Sise, said in one of his own thesis that the greatest challenge facing Nigeria democracy is absence of patriots. And I think I should agree with that. What are the challenges? Now we have gone with the issues. These are the issues facing Nigeria democracy: engagement and peaceful conduct of elections in Nigeria. These are the issues. There may be others, but they are not as significant as those ones that I enumerated. Then what are the challenges? The challenges are as follows. Over-politicized electoral empire. So long as the president appoints the INEC chairman, there can never be an unbiased electoral empire. The West Committee mentioned that the appointment of the chairman of INEC and all its own 12 national commissioner should be taken outside the influence of the executives. So that's the first challenge. If you do that, we are always going to be running in cycles. Now, number two, over-budget electoral affairs. I has been over-budget. That's why the West Committee said it should be abandoned. And up to this moment, we think it's a joke. Nobody is taking that seriously. And for obvious reasons, if you abandon INEC, you are going to open opportunities to undermine your own rigging machinery. No president is bold enough to abandon INEC. INEC has been over budget. Number three, unruly and disorderly political class. An average Nigerian politician feels that he is God or he is Allah. He can do and undo. Very unruly and highly disorderly. We should address that. And the reason is simple. If you abandon democratic processes in the hands of reflux and political idiots, you must be ready to live under the rulership of idiots also. And ideological political parties, there are no party ideologies. There are no party ideologies. Parties are run as vote gathering machines for candidates and for political parties. That's what parties in Nigeria are, vote gathering machines. That's why today Sadiq Abba, that is standing here, will wake up in the morning during breakfast as APC member. During lunch is PDP member. In the evening, during my dinner, I'll be PRP member. In the night, before I said good night to my wife, I become ADC member. So that's the danger of our party system in Nigeria. So it doesn't work. There is no party ideology. And there is no amount of advice that people like Hajia Amina did not give. And nobody is changing. Because it is easier to operate a vote gathering machine than a political party. The most difficult thing in any democratic setup in this world is to run a political party. I'm telling you. As any politician in Nigeria to abandon his candidature and become party chairman, especially at the state level or local government level or what level, where there is no money coming out, or in an opposition party out of government. This is the most difficult challenge for any democrat in Nigeria. So parties are very, very difficult to run. And because there is no ideology. Illegal justice system or unjust legal system. Yeah. 100%. Illegal legal system or justice system or unjust legal system. Democracy by the force of law is a title of the book, if you remember. Democracy by court order is another title of the book in Nigeria. So people, look, I know my first baptism in politics, I was listening to somebody who is an icon in Nigerian democracy, and he was telling people, I was sitting beside them, that we do Abundazaki Supreme Court. Do whatever you want to do to get victory. Let them take us to God. We'll meet there. So as far as they are concerned, everything, you can do whatever you want to do. Rigging, killing, violence, just let INEC announce you as the winner. Let the loser take you to God. It's easier for you to defeat him. After all, as then, the onus of proof lies on who? On the person that taking you to God. So absence of patriotic citizens, Nigerians are so docile, not only democratically but even politically. Me and all that we are in this hall, we are guilty of this. We are docile politically. So please, those who are going to discuss challenges in this panel as panelists, take this thing serious. How can we make Nigerian citizens patriotic? You have to force it. You have to force it. These people don't like socialist system. You understand? But you see, socialism, a system of socialism will force you to be an ideology. You must develop ideology, you must follow an ideology, and you must be a patriotic citizen. You must be a citizen, not a subject, not a slave, and not a prisoner in your country. But in Nigeria, all of us, don't forget about we are here blowing grammar. We are either prisoners, slaves, or subjects of the ruling class. So we have to It's a challenge. With this setup, no democracy can succeed in Nigeria. No engagement, meaningful engagement can succeed in Nigeria. No peaceful election will, because election is about do or die. I had the opportunity of observing international elections with Professor Abu Muhammad outside Nigeria. If at a point you begin to wonder, is election going on in these countries? Because there is no security. You don't see any security. And people are going their daily life. They'll go and go to the market, go and go to like Hajjamina said that in some countries they go to beach. It's a beach day. In Netherlands, it is the Ministry of Internal Affairs that conducts election. There is no INEC. In Netherlands, it's a ministry, a minister of an existing government that is conducting election. And there is no, the heaven is not falling. But in Nigeria, during the election, the police must have their budget. SSS must have their budget. Army will have their budget. Civil sector organization, civil defense will have their budget. Civil sector organization will have their budget. All of them, everybody is having a big knife to catch the national cake during elections. If there is no violence, the election is not successful. They must create one. Unfriendly and imposed democratic system. Our democracy is not internal. It did not evolve internally. It is Western, borrowed, cut and paste democracy. It does not align with our culture, with our values, with our belief system, etc., etc. So it's a foreign something. We have to domesticate our democracy. We must adapt and adopt the democratic system in Nigeria. Now, the second to the last, suffocatingly unbalanced media. The media is equally pushed to the wall, whether you like it or not. You cannot run a media in Nigeria successfully if you are operating on the ethics of the profession. If you don't allow the political class to manipulate you to their advantage, sorry for you. Now, unstable election security system, I've said it. Well, then the prospects of peaceful democratic participation, Number one, unbroken democratic consolidation since 1999. Since 1999, we have been having election. No coup d'etat. Thank you very much. So it's a prospect. The panelists should take that as an achievement. Peaceful and non-violent civil-to-civil transition in 2025 is a success story in Nigeria. We celebrated it. It's an achievement. It's a big prospect. The rise and growth of some opposition parties, yes. Opposition parties are having headways now, either at the national, even at the presidency. APC dethroned PDP, who promised 60 years of leadership in Nigeria. Multi-party democratic system, yes, there are a lot of parties that you can go to. Opposition parties' victories in national and state elections, I have said it. Unlimited horizon for free speech and media operations.